Hello guys, welcome back to our channel, Glowing Through It. So today is about marriage. And if you're having problems with your marriage, this video is something to help you out with your marriage. And just know that follow God and make sure you pray in your marriage so you can have good things happen in your marriage and for you to have a good life and never get divorced with your marriage. And make sure it's the perfect person. Bye.
We're gonna glow through it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Glowing Through It. I'm Kytia L'amour. This is my husband, Jerrell Connor. And today's topic, as you saw in the title, is going to be why, what did I say? Lack of purpose is ruining marriages. I think that's what I said. So basically, I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory about how this came to be. I was talking to a friend a long time ago, and if you've been married, we've been married this year will be 13 years. If you've been married, you know that it is not easy. There are a lot of highs, but there are also a lot of lows. There were some lows that got so low that this marriage almost didn't make it through the fire, through some of the pruning season that God had us in. And there's a lot of other marriages that I've witnessed, friends that we've had, family that we've had who have either had their marriage end in divorce or it almost got to the point where they were in divorce. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I'm sure, Jerrell, you've heard a lot of reasons of why marriages can end in divorce. But I want you to say right now, like, what are the things that you've heard are like major reasons why people end up divorcing?
Major reasons. Some of the top 3 reasons that people have said that, basically things that have ended marriages. Finances. Finger one is finances, communication, and I feel like, infidelity seems to be a big one too. So that would be my top 3 list.
So those are definitely big ones, and you hear this a lot from therapists, from counselors. They'll tell you it's good to be on the same page about a lot of topics that matter to you, but a lot of people who are kind of single and they just want to be in a relationship, they're tired of being alone, they see marriage as like a solution and a fix to their personal dilemmas that they're dealing with. And I know that the Lord told me, like, yes, it's fun and it's great, but also you guys are purpose partners. You are there to also help each other fulfill your God-given purpose in this life. And it is clear in the Bible that each person is born with a assignment, with a purpose, with God's plan. When He knit them together in their mother's womb, it wasn't an accident. Every single person is here for a reason. So if you and your partner do not align on what is important to you and what your purpose is, like, there's going to be a lot of friction. And especially the thing that I wanted to share when I'm talking about like different marriages that we've seen that have really gotten rocky, and even ones that issues that we've had that really made things rocky. What God told me was, lack of purpose is ruining marriages. You see so many people who want to be fulfilled by their partner, and it almost becomes a laser focus on how to fix their partner, what their partner is doing wrong and could do better, how their partner could fill up their cup and make them happy, without really realizing like your contentment, your joy, your peace, all of that is contingent on your relationship with Jesus Christ. Yes, we have trials. Those are promised in the Bible. God said you will have trials. You have many of them, but take heart. He has overcome the world, and He will help us through any trial that we ever face. So if you're already going through the trials of life and you're thinking like, why isn't my partner making me happy? Why aren't they reading my mind? Why aren't they doing all the things I want them to do? Yes, you should have a partner that's supportive. That is a whole nother topic about having someone who is not equally yoked with you. But even if you, like I said, even if you know you're meant to be married, God told us specifically, this is your spouse. He made it very clear. So when it came to the point where I was like, how is it possible that God told me this is my husband, and I'm on the cusp of like, there's no salvaging this. Like, there's nothing that we can do. And there was different things that He told us to implement in our lives. But a big factor for myself was I was not fully submitted to God's calling on my life. I didn't really understand what it was. And it took time to realize, even through social media, even through what I'm doing now, God simply asked me in it was either December of 2017, which is right after the really hard part in our marriage, because it was like, no, I think it was December that I was just like, I can't do this anymore. December 2017 with this marriage. January 2018, God told me with my YouTube channel, all I want you to do is share me with the world. That's literally all I want you to do, like on your YouTube channel. And I was thinking of my needs. I want money. I could be an influencer. We're struggling financially. Like, there's a lot of things that I wanted out of social media. And he was like, basically, if you seek my kingdom first, which is in Matthew 6:33, everything that you need is going to be added to you. You don't have to worry about that. So when it comes to finances, communication, where are we going to live? What are we going to eat? What are we going to do? If you seek God's kingdom and his righteousness and do what he's calling you to do and be obedient, it gives you more clarity on his will for your life, because you've developed a deeper dialogue with him and you kind of understand his voice more clearly. So that being said, that's something that if I look back at a lot of Christian marriages that I've seen that got really intensely rocky to the point where they're like, I don't want to do this anymore, I did notice one or more of the partners in the relationship didn't walk in their calling, or they didn't know what their calling was, or they just expected their spouse's calling to fix, things or whatever. But it takes both of us being submitted to Jesus Christ and his will to really understand that. So if you had some things to share, I would love to hear from you. Jerrell, Connor, you have the microphone.
I do. It makes a lot of sense when we're talking about purpose, because we shared about our testimony before, and even how our paths cross was because we were in our purpose. So if, as a single Christian, a Christian being a single person, you have a walk with God, and it's based on purpose. So it doesn't make sense that you would get, like, through your purpose, God would align you with someone else, and then one or more of you would lose purpose. Like, the marriage doesn't become the purpose. It's like you still have a calling and a walk with God. Both of you do. And if he brought you together, they must complement each other in some way and still go forward. They shouldn't be opposed, but you wouldn't lose that purpose just because you get married. And I know with us, that was kind of a hard thing, is to balance adding someone else to your life. For me, like, hey, someone else is added, I have a purpose, but then how do I balance all of these things together? And it can be difficult, but it's definitely necessary.
Yeah.
Because that purpose, you always will have purpose as long as you're alive. That's whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you have kids, whether you're retired, whether you're whatever, you still have a God-given purpose. And that should be the driving force moving forward. Ephesians 5:25, and I think it goes to 27. Husband, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and present her to himself as a radiant church, without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. This verse is very much about how to love someone else, how to love your spouse. Like, you're giving up your life. Like, you're giving everything up for them, and you're putting them before you. And if people had that mentality going into marriage, I think it would change so many choices and decisions if they go into it in a biblical sense and what God kind of outlined in scriptures like this. That's it.
Thank you so much for watching that clip from our full episode of Glowing Through It, talking about how lack of purpose is ruining Christian marriages. If you want to watch the whole thing, you can go ahead and become a member on Liftable TV. They have a lot of amazing content that is God-led. You don't have to skip through, fast forward things. Everything is to fulfill you and encourage you and to give you hope and to get you closer to your purpose and destiny and relationship with God. So if you want to become a member, I have a link down below for that. And if you want to just listen to the whole thing and not see our faces, you can go to wherever you get your podcast. Just search Glowing Through It. We're on a bunch of different podcast streaming services, and you can check that out. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
What is Liftable TV?
So I want this to be different. So
We got a lot to talk about, people. And I'm just on the introduction. Imagine this.
We want media that we can lift up to God.
Uplifting emotional content.
Real and meaningful, very wide variety.
You don't want to miss it.
Are you living in peace?
that is awesome.
Bye, guys, and make sure you hit that like button and the notification button, and so you subscribe, and also check out our other episodes too, and stay tuned for our uploads. And thank you so much for watching. We love you. Bye.
This is my life.